G'day, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Harry, and as usual, we're out in the doghouse. So let's just be real with each other for a second here. There's no two ways about it. Bottling sucks. And if you think it's the absolute worst part of home brewing, then you're not alone. It's messy, time consuming and frustrating. And let's not forget, it has the very real chance of upsetting your significant other. Look, they say 1 in 5 home brewers quits because of bottling. Honestly, before I discovered what I'm about to share with you, after a full day of scrubbing and capping, it felt more like 4 out of 5. But stick around because that won't be you anymore. Now, some of you are probably thinking, bottling's not so bad. So let me put it to you that one or two things is happening in your life. Either you're in denial, and I'm telling you this as a mate, that admitting that bottling sucks is the first step to getting help, or you've got someone else doing it for you. And if that's the case, share this video with them, they'll thank you later. Look, over the years, I've bottled hundreds of batches and I've learned exactly what works and what doesn't. Today, I'll show you 5 simple hacks to make your bottling day a whole lot less painful, plus some bonus tips along the way that'll save you time and frustration. Let's dive in and make your bottling day a little less crap. On bottling day, preparation's everything. Make sure you've gathered everything you need before you start. Grab your bottle brushes, your bottling wand, all your cleaning and sanitizing agents, your carbonation drops, bottle caps, gloves, your mixing jug and a syringe. It'll save you scrambling around trying to find something mid-process. 1, to simply not enter the laundry in this house. But you know what? We're gonna, because the girl's not here and what she doesn't know won't hurt her at all. Hey, so what we're gonna have a look at is tip number 1, which is get yourself a bottle blaster. They're cheap, they're affordable, and they take rinsing your bottles out to the next level. We're in the laundry, we're all set. We've got our bottles all washed. They're ready to be rinsed. Now, if you're like me, my cunning plan used to be to rinse them out one at a time, using nothing but the tap. But there's a better way, I'll show you. Now, if you haven't seen one of these before, they're a bottle and carboy rinser. Tell you what, best 10 bucks you've ever spent. It is an absolute game changer. I'll show you how it works. First thing we're going to do is take the aerator off the laundry tap, and ours just unscrews lefty loosey, righty tighty. Then we're going to screw on the carboy blaster to the tap. And you see I've got a couple of adapters on mine and they were just picked up from Bunnings. Make sure it's nice and tight. All right, and turn on the water and we're good to go. From there, it's just a simple matter of grabbing your bottle, pushing it down over the end. Couple of seconds and you're good to go. It's easy to knock over 60 bottles in under 15 minutes. Seriously guys, this is probably the best 10 bucks you'll ever spend. It really is that quick and easy. All right, I'll see you when I get through these. Now that you're done cleaning your bottles, the easiest thing to do is to keep them clean. To do that, you can use this to rinse out your bottles after you've finished pouring a beer. And if you're getting grief from you know who, these fit on most taps and they'll fit on the outside tap, no worries at all. So once you're done pouring that beer, walk around, give the bottle a rinse, hang it up and you're done. On with tip 2. So, the easiest way to dry your bottles without creating a chaotic game of Jenga on your bench top with bottles is a bottling tree. It holds bottles upside down to drain after sanitizing and it keeps everything really organised. It helps you to avoid that dreaded bottle inch that draws attention from you know who, and after she yells out and asks some very awkward questions like, what are you breaking in the laundry? Yeah, don't ask if I'm okay. Look, I bought mine years ago, as you can probably tell by the colour. Yeah, it's your mum's favourite Tupperware orange from the 1980s. If you don't remember that, or that horrible green that went with it, trust me, you're not missing out on much. But hey, mine's over 30 years old and it's still going strong, so it's definitely money well spent. To use it, all you simply do is just grab your bottles and put them on the pegs. They hang upside down and stay dry. Listen, I'll give you a couple of pieces of advice. Firstly, this is a clip together. You can get the screw together ones. They're much stronger. And also, once you've got some bottles on it, whatever you do, don't pick it up and try and move it. It'll just end in disaster. Trust me, I know from experience. Let's move on to the next tip, which is tip number 3. If you're still dunking every single bottle into a bucket of sanitizer, you need to stop. A sanitizer pump makes quick work of this step. You just pop your sanitizer into it, pump the sanitizer into your bottle, and you're done in seconds. It's simple and it's an effective way, and it's way less messy. Look, this is the Master Blaster from Kegland. It's a fantastic option and just as good as the Italian-made ones, but costs about half the price. I had my last Italian-made sanitizer pump for years, and it finally gave up the ghost. This one seems just as solid without the hefty price. All right, when you get it, it'll come in a box of parts. To put it together, you grab the nozzle, put it into the threaded piece. It'll come with a couple of springs, actually. It'll come with a couple of springs. There's a large spring, and all that does is just increase the return speed. Well, you go with the smaller one. Screw the pump base onto there. Put that into the base itself. Now this piece is interesting. It fits over the top of the nozzle itself so that you can use plastic bottles. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a stainless steel washer. It also comes with this adapter piece so that it can sit on there and that'll sit on your bottling tray. I'll show you that in a sec. Now to sanitize our bottles, grab your Star San. I've got a litre here with 1.5 mils of phosphoric sanitizer. Just dump that in. You see it wants to float there, but watch what happens after I do the first bottle. Fills with liquid and it's no dramas. From there, just put that up on your bottling tray. I'll just move that so it drops into those slots. There we are. Couple of pumps and you're good to go. That way you're not tipping sanitizer from bottle to bottle to bottle to bottle. So bonus tip, when you've got your bottles all sanitized, dump your caps into here, put this on top of your bottle tray, and that way everything's handy when you're ready to start bottling. And that's how it looks when it's sitting on top of your bottling tray. Simple, really, really effective, and a complete time saver. I know we're in the thick of it right now, so I've snuck back out here to the doghouse with my bottling wand. On to tip 4. I've got 2 bottling wands here, and while they look pretty similar, there's one key difference. One's spring-loaded and the other one isn't. The gear you choose can make a massive difference. The non-spring-loaded wand doesn't fully come apart, which can make cleaning a pain. The spring-loaded one is the better choice. It's easy to take apart for cleaning the seals, and what's even better is it positively seals when you lift it out of the bottle. So we've got our bottling wand of choice and we're going to make it a little bit better. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a couple of inches off the end of the tube. Once we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is take that piece that you cut off and insert it into some 3/8 silicone tubing. It's only got to go in about 1/2 inch. So once we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is take the other end of your 3/8 tubing and push in the end of the bottling wand. So you should end up with something that looks like that on one end that goes into your tap, and this end that allows you to fill your bottles without moving them. Also, now's a good time to make sure that that spring in the bottom of our bottling wand is going to effectively seal. Now that we've got our bottling wand modified, I'll show you how it works in a second. So we're all set up and ready to go. Let's have a bit of a closer look at how this is set up. So what I've got here is my 10 litre bucket, and it's got a couple of litres of sanitizer in it, plus our U-Butte bottling wand. Now to set this up, we're going to take our tap end and plug it into the tap and keep this end in the bucket of sanitizer. We've got our beer and our master blaster sitting on top of that fermenter. Our caps will go in there in a minute. I've then got my bottles in crates with our jug on the side. You'll see how that comes into play in a second. So this brings us on to tip number 5. So you're probably thinking to yourself, Harry, what's going on? You recommended a bottling tree. Well, the easiest way to move a full batch of bottles around without breaking your back is to use sturdy crates. You load them up in batches, and as a bonus tip, you can drop your carbonation drops into each of the bottles before you fill them. This keeps the process reasonably streamlined and it reduces spills. You can even fill your bottles directly in the crate if you're using my modified bottling wand trick. These collapsible crates, they're pretty inexpensive at the Big Green Shed, and they're way sturdier than the flimsy cardboard boxes. Plus, they'll stop you from literally looking like the kid whose ass fell out of their show bag when your box gives way mid-carry. Save yourself the embarrassment and the mess and invest in some decent crates. So to start filling our bottles, all we need to do is turn on our tap, and you noticed now that I've got the bottles down where they're going to be filled, sitting on top of that 10 litre bucket, I've just taken the bottle caps back off and whacked them in our master blaster. That's sitting on top of the fermenter. Now grab my bottling wand and start filling my bottles. And I'll just go from bottle to bottle without stopping. So that's the first lot of bottles done, ready for the next. All right, we'll just get them out of the way. And we just repeat the process. Pretty simple. Now tell me this doesn't beat lifting a bottle up one at a time, putting the lid on. Tell you what, it's taken me about 5 minutes to fill that first box of them. So that's that batch done. I'm actually bottling 2 today. So if you have a look, the floor's pretty good. I mean, there's a couple of drops there. I mean, that's acceptable, isn't it, fellas? Well, maybe not in the ensuite, but it's still acceptable. All of our mess is contained in our collapsible crate. So we're back out in the doghouse. We can relax a little bit because we're no longer in the missus's domain. Hey, look, your bonus tip is to grab a bench capper, and I'll show you why. With a bench capper, it's really easy to knock out a bunch of bottles really quickly. And if you buy a decent one, it'll last you a lifetime. I'll have these knocked over in a couple of minutes. So I'll see you soon. So there you have it. 5 ways to make your bottling day suck a whole lot less, plus a bonus tip to cap it all off. See what I did there? Hey, remember, preparation's the key, and with the right tools and a good Spotify playlist, bottling day can actually be, well, dare I say it, enjoyable. But don't you go telling anyone that. If I let people know that I'm bottling beer, I'm about as popular as a fart in a yoga class. And at least I actually get left alone. Hey look, thanks for watching, and if you've got any bottling hacks of your own, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And if you're new to home brewing, don't miss my other videos. They're full of tips and tricks to make your brewing day easier. Until next time, get bottling the good stuff. Life's too short to drink dodgy beers. Wingardium Brewiosa.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Cheers. Oh yeah.